Included in your computer is an Ethernet adapter to use to connect your computer to the local network. The adapter will be placed on the left side of the laptop in the USB port. Run an Ethernet cable from your network to the USB Ethernet adapter. Also provided with your computer is a 1-foot Ethernet cable that you will install on the right side of your computer in the Ethernet port and run to your Ethernet port on the printer. The power supply for your computer will plug in this USB-C port on the left side of the computer. The next step during installation is installing all cables on the entrance side of the printer. The first cable we are going to install is the I/O cable, which has an 8-pin and a 2-pin cable port. We are going to be using the 8-pin cable port on this side of the printer. The 8-pin port is located above the cable organizer. Simply plug in and run your cable through the handle to the back side of the printer. The next cable we are going to install is the encoder cable. The encoder cable has a male and a female side. To install here, you need to line up the two plugs to where they mate together and twist the nut on the cable until it is secured. Run the cable up through the handle to the back side of the conveyor. The next step in installation is the TOF sensor. The TOF sensor on this unit is not installed. These may be pre-installed on some units. To install this, simply place the sensor through the hole and use the nut to tighten up on the bottom side. Next, the TOF sensor cable has two ends, the larger and the smaller diameter. The larger diameter will connect directly to the TOF sensor. The smaller diameter plug will connect up here. It is a good idea to run the cable through the cable organizer for best cable management. That is installation of all cables on the entrance side of the printer. The next place we are going to make all our connections is on the back side of the conveyor. The first cable connection we are going to make is using the 2-pin I/O cable. It'll insert into the 2-pin plug on the back side of the conveyor. The following cable connection is the encoder cable, which will plug into the encoder port. There is a 6-pin cable provided with the unit. One end will plug into the 6-pin port on the back of the main conveyor. And the other side of that same cable will plug into the delivery conveyor. Also provided is an 8-pin cable which will run from the back side of the conveyor to your feeder. We will show that connection in just a moment. Now that we are on the underside of the feeder, we will make our 8-pin connection. The 8-pin cable will plug into the 8-pin port on the bottom side of the feeder. Now that we have made the 8-pin plug connection, we will return to the back of the conveyor to make our final connections. Now that we're back at the back side of the conveyor, we will plug in main power to the conveyor. Also provided is a cable to power the printer. One end will plug into the back side of the conveyor. The other end will plug into the back side of the printer. These are now all the connections needed for operation.